Everybody, welcome back. Patrick Sheridan here, live in Milton, Georgia at Cambridge High School, here for the Fulton County Marching Band Exhibition. And we've got a special guest and my co-broadcaster, Mr. Joe Herman. Dr. Joe Herman, Mr. Master Dr. Joe Herman, is going to introduce us to our good friend Jeff here.
Yes, this is Dr. Jeff Rose. He's the superintendent of schools here in Fulton County, and it's a delight to have you here. This is quite an event. What a showcase for your school district.
It is great. It is great to be here and to see all of our schools for very large and expansive district all in the same place. It's an amazing celebration, and I'm thrilled.
That's great. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Big deal here. Okay, Fulton County Marching Band Exhibition. Did you play in a band?
Absolutely not. In fact, I'm a great appreciator from the sidelines.
Okay.
I know, so I do not have the skill set to do what we're going to see tonight.
You've got the skill set.
Well, I appreciate your encouragement. And we just met, so that's really
right.
Nice of you.
No, you've got the skill set. There's no question about it.
Well, thanks.
It's great. The kind of support that you're providing by being here speaks volumes about the way you feel about music programs, the way that you're supporting these students, and the way that you're supporting their teachers. That's great.
Well, I don't want to take any credit. I have an opportunity to come be here and appreciate it. Really, our students and obviously the dedication and devotion and talents that they have, to be able to watch that is truly a gift. And for our parents and our families and, of course, our teachers that guide these students every day, it's just a beautiful thing to see their learning, and such an amazing celebration will be tonight.
Well, let me say one very important matter, and that is that for the gentleman that has made this come true for you, David Vanderwalker. I've known him for a long time.
He's an amazing person.
He's a professional. He cares about kids. He cares about these bands, and he's extraordinarily good at it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and we have people like David here in Fulton County that obviously focus on more than just the school, but they focus on our entire districts. And for all of our schools to be here in one place, I just think is an amazing accomplishment, and would not happen without leaders like David. So I agree.
That's great. Patrick?
I think that one of the things we were talking about before we went on the air is what a kind of great showcase this is for the kind of learning that goes on outside of the classroom. Not only just in terms of the subject matter, but the things that students that are involved in marching band pull out in terms of citizenship and all those other aspects that are difficult to teach in a classroom setting.
Well, difficult or if not impossible. We often think of school, and if we have not been in school for a while, we assume that the learning is about the classroom, and of course that is true. But if we remember back to our high school experience, often the things we remember are not what happened in the classroom, it happened outside. And our job is to educate and focus on the whole child, which goes beyond some of the academic core subjects that we teach. And for a county like this to come together and say this is important to us, I think it's quite a statement, and I think our students will demonstrate that learning is much more than what we sometimes read out of a book. It's that too, but it's beyond.
For sure. Yeah, I think when you go to a school too, you find that a lot of the students that are from a marching band or from a music program are the ones that are the leaders around the school. They're the ones that are using that citizenship and that the synergy and the energy that comes from community to make momentum and change happen in schools a lot of the time.
And marching bands, and you were teasing me earlier that I could do it, and I just disagree with you, but marching bands, when you watch the skill set, clearly it is not an individual skill set, it is a team that comes together, and they have to rely on one another, which really translates to the real world, because the bottom line is we have to know how to work with and through other people, and I think that's what we're going to see here tonight.
For sure.
And it really is a little bit of that real world when you consider that in these bands you probably have 10% of a school enrollment. Okay.
Yes.
The real world is that 10% of the people do 90% of the work.
You're right.
You know, and that's the situation here. It's great to have these kinds of citizens led by music educators that have vision and dedication, and that quite honestly, they could be home tonight watching football or doing things with their family, going to the beach, doing all this. No, they're here.
Yes.
This
Great.
is important to them, and it's going to be important each and every weekend as they go to football games on Friday night, And on Saturdays, that they'll, in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, they're going to be taking their ensembles to various places. I know that that Ryan is taking the Cambridge Band down to Florida in another week, I think. And so, I mean, that kind of thing is just, it's remarkable.
It is. And, you mentioned football.
Uh-huh.
Often, obviously, when we think of marching bands, sometimes we remember marching bands at football games.
Right.
However, to remove them from a football game and celebrate them for their skill set without football present,
Right.
to be quite honest, I'm a football fan, but I think this is special because it is specifically about them and what they bring to
I
the school and the
agree
community. So
wholeheartedly.
to have the event just about our marching bands, I think is also a gift.
Yeah, you bet. I think it's terrific. We're so delighted that you are here and came up and spent some time with us. That's so important.
Oh, absolutely. I
think
appreciate
that,
the invite.
That I think that we've got some things going on the field right now.
Yeah, we're about ready for the welcome.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
it's
I
a pleasure.
appreciate it. Absolutely the same.
Good to see you, Jeff. Thanks
Okay.
for
Yeah,
coming in.
absolutely.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Pleasure.
I'll see you in a bit.
You bet.
Okay.